Hey guys, Joy here and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about all the books I want to read in January. There are 6 books on my list, though I do not have plans on reading them all. I plan on reading 4 or 5 if time allows. I just want to have an extra option. So without further ado, let's just get started. The first book is one that I've already started reading, and that is Lore by Alexander Bracken. By the time you guys see this book will be already out. I believe the publication date for this book is on January 5th. This book is based on Greek mythology, and we follow 9 gods who rebel against Zeus. As punishment for the rebellion, every 7 years for 7 days, these gods become mortal. They are hunted down by their own bloodline, eager to become a divine god and harness their power. One of our main characters is Lore, and she is part of the Perseidus house. I believe she's the last in her bloodline. Just to let you know, I don't know how to pronounce these things, so if I'm saying it wrong, my bad. So the House of Comades decided to murder the entire Perseidus bloodline. So Lore's entire family is murdered and she's the only one left. So far so good. I'm really enjoying it. It's very fast paced. As soon as you start, you are thrown into the hunt. The next book is The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. This book is about Evelyn Hardcastle, and she's going to die every day until Aiden Bishop figures out who killed her. But every time the day restarts itself, Aiden is woken up in a different body. And as usual, how the story has to go, some guests are more helpful than others. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle is one of the books I really wanted to read last year. I never got around to it because I was in a reading slump, and then things happened and I just started reading something else. Needless to say, I have very high hopes for this book. Next, I have Fatal Throne by various authors. Because this is written by various authors, I'm going to assume that these are short stories about all of Henry VIII's wives. When he was king, I believe Henry had 6 wives. Some of them divorced him, others died. You know how it is back then. Each story is about each wife trying to survive their husband as he is trying to produce a male heir. That is all I know about this. I'm very into historical fiction, so I can't wait to read this. The next book I have is one I'm very excited about. It sounded so good when I bought it, and that is The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackwith. This story is about Claire, the head librarian in the Unwritten Wing. The Unwritten Wing is a neutral place in hell where all the unfinished stories reside by their authors. All these unfinished stories have an element that their characters come to life. One of my coworkers actually told me about this book, and I've been excited ever since. Book 2 is already out, so I'm very excited to read this, and hopefully I'll decide to continue with the series. The next book I have is Plain Bad Heroines by Emily M. Danforth. I got this arc when it came in at our store, and I was very excited to read this, but I never got around to reading it during the spooky season. I don't know much about it other than it takes place in a cursed New England boarding school for girls. I believe this book is already out. I have the arc because that is one of the perks at working at a bookstore. Like I said, I'm very excited to read this. It's something that really captured my attention when I was reading through it. And the last book I have on this list is Blood of Zeus by Meredith Wild and Angel Payne. So one of my reading resolutions that I have this year is to read more romance and to read more of other genres that I rarely ever read. Romance is one of the genres that I never ever read. It's one that I normally keep my distance from. Ever since I tried to read 50 Shades of Grey, I've been off of romance just because, like, if everything is like 50 Shades of Grey, no. But when I read the synopsis to this, it really captured my attention. Blood of Zeus. I mean, more Greek mythology. Who doesn't want that? I'll just read to you the description. The only thing worse than being a demon is being a Valerie. As an undergraduate at Los Angeles Alameda University, Cara Valerie can sometimes succeed at forgetting she's both. Lost between the pages of the classics and tucked into the shadows of lecture halls, she can dodge the paparazzi's lenses as well as her family's publicized dramas, not to mention their private expectations. She has 1 more year to feed her true passions. Then she'll be expected to fulfill a much darker destiny. It sounded so good. It's very short. Hopefully it's one that I will get to this month. Like I said, I want to expand my reading, and romance, it's one of those genres that I hardly ever read. So those are all the books on my list for my January TBR. As I said, I'm not planning on reading all 6 of them. My plan is to read 4 of the 6. And if I'm being very ambitious, 5. That is all I have for you guys today. Let me know down in the comments below, what book are you excited to read in the month of January? Thank you guys for watching. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and I'll see you in my next video.